right now. But joining us exclusively with a look at the real-world impact, Ryder System Chairman and CEO Robert Sanchez. Robert, great to have you on.
Oh, great to be on. Thank you for having me, Morgan.
So given the fact that we are so focused here at CNBC on what seems to be a tight labor market, despite the fact that millions of people are still out of work right now, trucking services, which includes drivers, I realize it's still a smaller business for Ryder, but it is a business for you. What are you seeing in terms of the ability to get drivers and in terms of that labor market?
Sure. Well, the Ryder is a large employer of truck drivers. We employ about 10,000 commercial truck drivers that operate trucks for our customers in our dedicated business and also in our supply chain solutions business. And the more difficult it becomes to hire truck drivers is actually very good for Ryder because we're in the outsourcing business. So companies that might otherwise run their own private fleets look to companies like Ryder to outsource that activity when things get tougher. So we have a very extensive driver recruiting network where we're able to typically find drivers where other companies that may not specialize in this have a tough time doing so. So it is definitely a lot tougher. The driver shortage has been a longer term issue, but with the reopening and the increase in the economy, it's gotten a little bit more intense now. But we're out there, we're hiring drivers. We have about 1,000 driver openings right now, and we're offering signing bonuses. And again, we're able to find the drivers that many companies that may not specialize in this have a tough time doing.
You talked about outsourcing as the economy does ramp up right now. What are your customers looking for? And I ask that knowing that you do provide a number of services, whether it is logistics, leasing, supply chain management, also used truck sales.
Correct. We're an end-to-end transportation and logistics outsourcing company. So anything from a fleet of trucks that you may need to lease and maintain all the way through a full supply chain operation where we're running distribution centers and we're managing transportation networks. So what we've seen coming out of the pandemic has been a real focus on supply chain resilience. No surprise, right? Most companies lived through the ups and downs of the pandemic, and as they look to the future, they're looking at how can I make my supply chain more resilient, more able to react quickly to changes in demand, and we're specializing in that. We're primarily focused in North America, so companies that are looking to shrink their supply chains, more onshoring, nearshoring, we're really well positioned to be able to help them with that. But resiliency, Morgan, is the key word that I think most folks are looking for.
Yeah, on a day where we're expecting Fed minutes and there is this ongoing debate around inflation for investors right now, Ryder is seen as a barometer of strength for the used truck market. And certainly we saw that hotter than expected CPI number last week. Used cars got all the attention, but truck prices were a part of that spike we saw as well. I realize it's helped power Ryder's earnings recently, too. What are you seeing within that market? And elevated levels or elevated pricing, how sustainable is that? Or I guess maybe I should say how transitory?
Yeah, the used truck market is a cyclical market. We're one of the largest purchasers of commercial trucks in the U.S., and we're also a large independent reseller of used trucks. So the used truck market had been in a very slow market for the last couple of years, but really spiked up beginning in really the middle of 2020, and is really very strong right now. You get a lot of, like you said, people talk a lot about the strong used auto market, but the used truck market is equally strong. Inventories are low. There's not a lot of new trucks being built yet, and there's a need for trucks. So used trucks are where people are going. So we're seeing used truck pricing really going up at a very fast clip. Inventories again are low, and customers are out there looking for the used trucks that are there.
Robert, since we have you, just real quickly, not something we've been talking about as much as perhaps we did a year or two ago, autonomous trucks. I know you've done some tests. I mean, what do you see in terms of the ability to actually develop that technology where it's really on the road?
Yeah, we're excited about the possibilities there. I think, as we look at it, I think the autonomous truck may get to the market sooner than maybe the electric truck, depending on how that technology develops. Certainly in certain lanes and in certain geographies. We've partnered with several companies in working through that along with the OEMs. I think Ryder is very well positioned to be a owner of an autonomous truck network, since we have the capability to manage and maintain trucks and also do that final mile delivery that is most likely to be part of that network. But we see that making really good progress. I think in certain situations, in certain lanes, in certain parts of the country, you may see autonomous trucks become a reality, at a larger scale sooner rather than later.
All right. Well, it's a conversation we would love to continue to have with you, Robert. Thanks for joining us today.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.